lot of stuff around Wayne State since, in my case, the early 80s. He did a lot of stuff before that, too, that you may know about. Students in my class know, and of course, we'll see a film on him. And he visited us briefly, but I don't think you got to do any poetry. So I asked him to come over today. He's in town, I think on your way to, are you going down to New York or New Orleans after that? Eventually, you're going to be in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
For the Mardi Gras.
For Mardi Gras, annually, and other musical things. Probably take in maybe a titch of the Ponderosa Stomp, maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
A little bit. So he's an author of a number of books. His newest one is out from a press in England, and it's sort of his new and selected. And it's entitled It's All Good, and it's a John Sinclair reader. And he was a student here back in the early 60s.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of discussions with police about different things, and then the police had enough of that, and they sent him somewhere, and then John Lennon came and rescued him, helped to get him back, and then he then sort of came back around and started doing his poetry full-time back several years ago now. I published one of his first books when he came back. And he's here, and he's going to perform some of his stuff with a blues slant, perhaps. Please welcome back to Wayne State, John Sinclair.
Good to see you, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're looking good.
Well, when I was at Wayne State in 1989 to 91, I was teaching in the music department, history of rock and roll, and then they let me teach my favorite blues history. And when I left to move to New Orleans in 1991, Reverend Jones took over my class, so he's in very good hands. Now I have my own radio station. We used to be on WDET together too, when they used to have good music on there. A long time ago.
Long time.
Well, I have mine in cyberspace. It's called Radio Free Amsterdam. And I'm also working with my pal Hollis P. Wood to create one here in Detroit called Detroit Life Radio. And I say that because you can hear me playing these two guys together on my radio show. Also, I run radio shows by friends of mine around the country who are equally twisted and perverse in their love of American roots music. And one of those is my pal Scott Beretta at Mississippi Public Broadcasting, the Highway 61 show. And I was listening to the show you made with my guy living up in Detroit.
Small world.
Because he's also a minister in religious music or spiritual, or just the spiritual.
Yeah, it's sacred music.
Sacred music there. Holy music,
Yeah. Holy blues.
Because in my religion, all good music is holy and all terrible music is of the devil. They were just showing the devil's music off on the Grammys. Sorry.
Cool with
Trying to keep my comments to a minimum because I appreciate the chance to do some. Oh, yeah, too late.
Get out there.
I'd like to acknowledge the presence of two of your Wayne State University stalwarts in the intellectual department, great poets, literary figures, Melba Joyce Boyd and Bill Harris.
Yeah.
They didn't have to be here, so I feel pretty good about that. How about a nice slow blues of the Delta?
Cool. Little Robert Johnson, that's the thing.
That'd be perfect. Muddy Waters say, there ain't too many left that plays the real deep blues. There ain't too many more left. There ain't too many left sings the type of blues that I sing. Muddy Waters. great book called Deep Blues. This is the Delta sound. Of the Peabody Hotel in Memphis, where the Delta begins, down Highway 61 through Tunica and into Clarksdale, Mississippi. This is where the music was born and bred in miles and miles of cotton fields, one-room shacks, dirt roads stretching across the countryside, standing at the crossroads where 49 meets 61, or waiting in the dark for the train to make it down the track and jump on board, because anywhere else is better than this place. This is where the music came to be. Boogie lightning against the sky. Tommy Johnson and Charlie Patton making their pacts with the devil at the stroke of midnight. Legba at the crossroads of Africa and America. Black men and women dragged in chains and shipped in chains and whipped into Mississippi, where the music came to life under the whip and the gun. Beating down every day on the slave people, cutting trees, pulling stumps like mules, plowing the cleared land, planting, picking cotton, dawn to dark. The music deep inside them, coming out in grunts and groans, and the moans of the spirits of the ancestors, in the train whistles, in the air, everywhere. The land soaked with their blood, the night alive with the spirit voices wailing over their crops, the fruits of their labors, the richness of the land, a constant mockery. Everything they made was taken away. Everything was stolen from them. But the music made life go on and moved people to stay alive and led them out of the Delta to Chicago or Detroit, but some big city, some other place where no cotton grows, and the crackers wear suits or carry lunch pails, and the plants pay that good money, and the music gets harder and louder, lightning, electricity, leaping from the walls. The Delta sound brought to bear on the city, deeper than deep, from where all feeling rises, the Delta Sound. Ain't too many left. There ain't too many more left. There ain't too many left. Thank you.